For years regarded as the icon of democracy, opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi is once again leading the call for change, this time to reform the constitution.
This constitution was drawn up because the government and the army lack confidence. There is no confidence between the Tatmadaw army and the people and vice versa. Some people have no confidence in their own future, and the constitution was drawn up to use as a shield.
Drafted under the previous military regime, it bars anyone whose relative holds foreign citizenship from becoming president. And that would include Aung San Suu Kyi, whose late husband and 2 sons are British. Other shortcomings include an article that requires more than 75% of parliamentary votes to amend the constitution. That gives a lot of power to the military, which is guaranteed 25% of seats in parliament.
This is one of a series of nationwide rallies aimed at getting support for constitutional reform. But there's no indication the government is listening. Just days ago, the president said parties working for reform must work within the boundaries of the law, or there may be unrest in the country.
A nominally civilian government has been in charge since elections in 2010. It's introduced some reforms and been rewarded with the lifting or suspension of sanctions, but it's reluctant to do more.
Everything is new to us, so we are faced with many challenges. It's very fragile. If we push too fast and too soon for more changes, the political landscape may be disturbed.
The opposition has tried to organize dialogue, but those efforts have amounted to nothing. They're adamant, though, that the constitution has to be fixed.
We cannot rely on the constitution because its core structure is to provide a shield for the previous government, to cover the mistakes of the previous military regime, to protect the entrenched interests of the army, and to contain the movements of other political parties.
The National League for Democracy won a landslide victory in elections 24 years ago, but the military prevented it from taking power. Polls are due next year. Aung San Suu Kyi may once again see victory snatched from her, this time by a constitutional flaw. Florence Looi, Al Jazeera, Yangon.